Hello, I'm from Wageningen University. My name is Monique de Jong. I work at the International Student Recruitment Office, and I'm also from the Netherlands, from the city called Wageningen. It's centrally located in the Netherlands, but here you can see it on the map. Just to start with a bit more information about Wageningen, and then I'll continue to the university. So we are centrally in the Netherlands. For example, Utrecht is an hour by public transport commute, and Amsterdam an hour and a half. Wageningen is really a small town. We have around 41,000 inhabitants, but it's also really a student town. So I think around 1 on 4 inhabitants is actually a student. That means it is really a vibrant student city, and also, when you study here, people are telling me that they are just going to the supermarket, but it takes them an hour because they're meeting all those people they know and they started chatting with them on their way. So it's really likely to bump into someone you actually know from your studies. It's also called the City of Life Science, and that is because of the presence of the university, because our main focus is studies in the field of life science. I will explain you a bit more about that later. So within the town, it's very common to take the bike as your best friend. Everything is within 15 minutes cycle. So studying at Wageningen, we're actually one of the largest educational and research institutes in the Netherlands, and that's because we have both combined into one big university and research. So on our campus, you find educational buildings, but also research. Um, However, although we are quite a big institute, we do value a lot that there's a lot of personal contact, which means when you study here, the study student teacher ratio is about 1 on 7. So every tutor uh, takes care of 7 students in general, but also every student has his personal study advisor, and they will help you, guide you through your studies. So, for example, if you're in doubt about your specialization or which courses you want to take, or if you are having personal issues, your study advisor is your guardian angel, let's say, and he will or she will guide you through your studies. We also see that the city of Wageningen and also the university is a very diverse community. There are over 100 different nationalities. Especially in your master, you can really design your own program. So we have a lot of master programs. I will show them later to you. But within each master, you can also follow your own specialization, but you can also find your own route. If you're fascinated by a specific topic, you can choose courses accordingly. Um, and our university is also known that it's very practically oriented. So you're not only sitting in the college and follow lectures, you're actually going on field trips, doing lab work, group works, but also an internship. So you're really also doing things during your studies. Um, and here you can see our rankings as well. We're the number one agricultural university of the world. So to show you a bit more of the campus, it's very modern, new educational buildings, very green. There's, for example, a wide variety of apple trees over our campus, which also reflects to the history of the apple trees. Um, in our main building, which you see in the center of the picture, our library is based, and which is open up to 15 hours per day. And on the other side of the campus, there's also the huge sports facilities where you can go for your sports after your classes or during your in between your classes. Um, Like I mentioned before, it's not just our educational buildings on campus, but also a lot of research facilities, research institutes, and also R&D companies. You can think of Unilever, Campina, which is a big dairy company, but also startups and other R&D companies. We try to make the campus accessible for all students, which means that we have different cafeterias and places where you can take your lunch, inclusive for various dietary needs. There are also prayer rooms around campus. There's on campus a medical center, and if you like to expand your knowledge of languages, you can join a course in our language center as well. So, how are we going to feed 9 billion people in 2050? That's an important question, and that is also a question all of our programs are somewhat related to. So I will guide you to our bachelor undergraduate programs first. There are 8 English taught bachelor programs. Of course, we have more programs, but then the Dutch language is required. So for the English taught programs, we offer environmental sciences, soil, water, atmosphere, international land and water management, tourism, food technology, animal science, and marine sciences. And our newest course is the data science for global challenges, which started this September. I'll briefly take you to the admission requirements of the bachelor. These are very general, but I've included in QR code. So if you're interested, you can scan that and see a bit more in detail. So in general, you need to meet 2 admission requirements, which is to have a secondary diploma equivalent to the Dutch pre-university diploma. Also, for the different program that you take, you need to have studied subjects relevant to the program and also at the required level, and you have to meet our English language requirements. So a bit more about the structure of our year and the programs. The bachelors take you 3 years in which you do lectures, you're doing also practicals and go on excursions. And of course, you have to take exams and assignments. Also, in your 3rd year, you can choose for a minor. You can either choose other subjects from other programs within WER, within the Netherlands, or go on an exchange. And you finish your bachelor with writing a thesis. So, how our academic year is set up, you can see also on this slide. So we have 6 periods, either a period of 8 weeks in which you follow 6 weeks classes. You have 1 week completely off for self-study, and then 1 week for your scheduled exams. Or we have 4 weeks. In 4 weeks, you really dive into a subject in 3 weeks classes, and after that, you have immediately a 1 week exams. There are also 3 resits periods. You can see them here as well. And there's a winter break, and of course a summer break as well. Now, to continue to the masters, in terms of the year schedule, it looks the same as I showed you on last slide. So the same periods. Also in your masters, you're following, you're doing masters in 2 years, and you're following lectures. You make your own choice for your specialization. You join the academic consultancy training, which is a sort of group work, but then for an existing company. And you're doing an internship and you finish your master's with a thesis. So our offer for master programs is quite wide. We have 44 different master programs in the fields of food, nature, health, climate, economy, technology, communication, and society. I've showed them here on the next slide. I'm not going into detail with all 44 of them, but of course, if you are live at the fair now, please visit our stand where our representative Ryan is available for you to explain more about the different programs and studying at our university. Um, so for the masters, the requirements are that you need a bachelor's degree or equivalent in the field of science relevant to your selected program. So that's really depending on which program you're interested in. Also, you need to have sufficient academic performance throughout your bachelor degree. The GPA differs per country, so I would recommend to scan also the QR code and see what applies to your personal situation. And you have to meet our English language requirements. Just to give you an idea which language tests are accepted, those are, but please, you can find the QR code if you want to dive more into detail about that as well. In general, about the application, I can say that there's no application fee, so you're not committed to anything. Our general advice, also, if you want to know if you are applicable, is just apply. And then our admission office will have a look at your personal file, your personal documents, your CV, and they will really give you a tailor-made advice or help you with the application. Also, a motivation or recommendation letter is not required. We assume that students who apply are already motivated and willing to join Wageningen, and we don't need your motivation on that. And like I said, it's very case by case. So please apply if you want to know where you stand, and our admission office will contact you then. So about the application deadlines, I focus now on the non-EU nationalities, and then the application deadline is the 15th of April for the September 26 intake. Like I said before, I would not recommend to wait until the 15th of April because you can see the next step is the deadline for submitting your documents in Osiris. And if you apply, if you wait with applying until the 15th of April, you only have 2 weeks to hand in all the final documents. So I would recommend to apply as soon as possible. The application is open now. So you also have time to gather all the documents you need. And a bit more about the admission procedure. So in the Netherlands, we use StudyLink as the main application portal. This not only applies to Wageningen, but also to other universities. Once you have submitted your application through StudyLink, you will receive an email from WUR with the application portal logon. And our application portal is Osiris, which is also used by other universities. In Osiris, you submit your documents. We, for example, need a list of marks or your latest marks, and you will be contacted by our SSC, our Student Service Center, if they need any additional information, but also if they have additional questions. Within 8 weeks, you will receive our decision in a result letter. For example, that can also be that you are admitted on condition. If you have not graduated yet, the condition can be that you need to have graduated or with a certain mark. Now, about the tuition and expenses. First, for the bachelor's, that's 3 years. So here you can see the total cost for tuition fee, which is sort of an estimation, but also the living expenses for 3 years. Health insurance, residence permit is only once. But here you can see sort of the total amount of expenses you can expect. For masters, it is 2 years expenses you need to take into account because it's a 2-year program. You can think of living expenses as room rent, books, study materials, um, clothing, and of course, it depends per person. Um, for our non-EU students, the visa application will be arranged by our student service center, well, the student immigration office, which is also part of our SSC. They will start your legal residence procedure as soon as you are admitted, and that is unconditionally. Combined with that, you also have paid that you also have paid your tuition fee. They will arrange everything for you in order to start your studies in September. So a bit on scholarships. Unfortunately, there are not so many, and the ones that we offer that are applicable for non-EU students are the ones that are based on invitation. Please bear in mind that for invitation, you need to have been applied before somewhere in January. So don't wait until the end of just don't wait before the deadline, because then for the invitation-based scholarships, you're already too late. And of course, you can always check the more general scholarship portals if there are any possibilities for you as well. In terms of housing, we have our main provider of housing, which is called Idealis. We would really recommend to find your room firstly through Idealis. They offer around 5,600 rooms and apartments. They can either have shared facilities or self-contained and furnished or unfurnished. To apply for a room, you need to register through room.nl. This is a platform that is also used in more student cities in the Netherlands. So your registration fee is only once, whereas if you choose, or if you're still in doubt between different universities, I would also recommend to just register because then your registration time will start, and that can help you with your priority. The other priority is ranking is based on distance, and as an international student who lives abroad, that is applicable for you as well. So here you can also scan the QR code if you want to see the website of room.nl. So there are many ways to connect with students, either before your studies. We have unibodies for almost all of our programs. They are very happy to talk to you if you have any questions related to maybe studying in Wageningen or their experience from traveling from abroad to starting their studies in the Netherlands. For all our students who start in September and February, we offer the annual introduction days. And that is also really a nice way to connect with people from your own program, but also from the university, and also to learn a bit more about the city center, to know where to go to. And they will also introduce the different associations we have during the AID. So we have study associations, which are directly linked to your program. For example, they arrange excursions specifically interesting for the program that you follow, or have nice sessions. So that is really recommendable to join. If you are looking for more social activities, you can also consider joining a student association. Also, we have international student associations. The two of them are ECN and ISO. And if you are really into sports, you can also join either the Bongert and just sport there, or also if you're interested, join a sport association as well. I think I'm almost through my slides. So after today, if you're still interested in maybe joining a program presentation or chat with a study advisor, we offer the virtual open day, which is on the 4th of December. And you can join that if you like. And also, if you have questions, you can either contact me or our Student Service Center, visit our websites, or check out our social channels.